Hi, my name is Dan Gring from the Philadelphia area, Philadelphia group. Mr. LaRouche, I'd like to ask you a question in three parts really quick. First part is, if I have your permission, I would like to give my support to Hillary under the duress that she has to deal with every day with Mr. Barack Obama. And I don't know how close you are to Bill, but if it's possible, you can encourage him to make maybe a public statement about what Obama has done to his wife. And then third, I'd like to work with the Philadelphia chapter to try to put something in writing to the local papers about how he's brutalized her when she's doing her part to keep our world at peace. Thank you.
Okay, well, I think the only solution for that thing is throw him out of office. He's not going to be reformed. He may be imprisoned or something, but he's put into a mental asylum, but he's not going to be reformed. He probably, the prognosis is he's got an incurable evil inside him, and that's not going to be changed. The point is, when we get that kind of situation, we may elect people to office, we discover they have these characteristics, we should throw them out. We can't say they have rights when they are abusing the rights of others. Are you going to attack the lesser or the greater evil? If a person in power is oppressing people from a position of power, it's they who must be removed, not the people punished for objecting to them. And the problem now is because of what's happened since the killing of John F. Kennedy. The United States has no longer had the morality it had at the moment that John F. Kennedy was killed, and particularly when his brother was also killed. And this was during the period of the Indochina War, which would never have happened if Kennedy had not been killed. He was supported fully by General Douglas MacArthur in his opposition to the very idea of the Indochina War. And he was killed because he opposed the war, which the British demanded that was be done to him. That's the truth. His brother was killed for the same reason. Bobby was already about to be nominated as the Democratic candidate for president at the moment he was murdered. The murder of the two Kennedys spelled out the cause for all the suffering which have occurred as a trend since that time. This is not to say that Jack and Bob were great spirits of genius or something. They were both very intelligent people. But the issue here was they were legitimately, one the president, one would have been the president if he lived to become president. The killing of these two changed the character of the United States to one of degeneracy with Nixon, and we never really did one back. Reagan was Reagan. It was a break in some of the worst elements there, and had played some good roles. Bill Clinton was exceptionally good. He had certain shortfalls in terms of what his ability to perform was, but he was a good choice otherwise. And for 2 terms, that's really remarkable in those circumstances. When Bill was out of office, no, the hell came in. And you look and say, what's the history of this? Well, George W. Bush, H.W. Bush, and George W. Bush were offspring of the Bush who in New York put Hitler into power in Germany. He moved the money, together with the British, into Germany when Hitler was about to be thrown out of politics for legal reasons, and Hitler was put suddenly in a position of power again for the purpose of creating the coup which brought Hitler to power. And this was done by Prescott Bush, the father of George H.W. Bush, and the father of H.W. Bush. These people were both tied in any way to the Wall Street crowd which had fully backed Adolf Hitler. And as soon as we'd won the war against Hitler in the invasion of Northern Europe, the British went back to supporting the same policies under which the British had used to put Hitler into power in Germany. And that's the nature of things. And it's when we understand the true history of how the people of the United States became demoralized with a sense of betrayal and misleadership and lack of trust of anything. Was linked, what happened when, after Bobby was killed, and this process started. We have never been the same as a nation. We have never been courageous as a nation since these things happened, since the assassination of Kennedy, and we all knew it was an assassination, not by some oddball, but a deliberate killing to eliminate a president of the United States because he was an obstacle to British policy. And his brother, when then about to become a candidate for the presidency, Democratic presidency, was killed too. And then hell broke loose. And it's been getting worse most of the time since. And the case of Bill Clinton was sort of a miracle that came there somewhere, like in the middle of the sandwich, somewhere along the line. That's where we are. We now have to get our nation back. And we have to have the guts and the wisdom to do the things that will bring that back now.